So what do you think are the things that make you stand out the most? Is it a chiseled jawline or a ripped six-pack? Wrong. It's actually What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Maverick here. I hope you all are having an awesome day so far. So obviously having a nice jawline and a six-pack is not going to hurt when it comes to engaging socially, but science shows that the top 3 things that make you stand out the most are actually completely separate from those. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So without further ado, let's get into thing number 1. All right, the first thing is actually the way that you speak. So what I mean by the way that you speak is the conviction, the projection, and the diction, the things and the words that you choose to say. So part of this just comes with maturity, growing up, your vocal cords mature and you learn new words and stuff like that, but there are easy steps to take to enhance that learning curve. And the first thing that I think makes the biggest change in the way that people perceive you and the way that you speak is your vocal tonality. So I talk about this all the time. It's because I see it all the time. People have this report-seeking tonality, meaning they start out what they're saying pretty strong, but then they slope upwards towards the end of what they're saying. It's called a upward inflection, and it's a very unsure, very, for lack of a better term, beta way to talk. So what you want is either a report neutral or a report building tonality. So either what you say just sounds strong and even all the way through, or you start out strong and then you actually have a downward inflection at the end of what you're saying. So maybe something like this. Instead of an upward inflection like, how are you doing today? It would be something like, how are you doing today? Notice how I kind of drop it off a bit at the end. This type of tonality actually has the most conviction. It makes you sound like you're in an authoritative position and you're very confident in yourself and what you're saying. So I want you guys to start practicing this tonality from now on. Another thing to do to improve your speech is to avoid filler words, things such as like or but, And when I tell people this, they always kind of are confused. They say, what do I say in place of those? Well, you could say another word, but an even better choice is to just pause and think about what you're going to say next. This is one of the tactics that many of the greatest speakers and leaders of the biggest, most powerful nations use, every single day. But other than that, I do advise you guys to, be learning every day. You never stop learning, so try to learn a new word every day and start utilizing that in your vocabulary. These 3 things are really going to take your speech to the next level, and it's going to make a huge difference with how people perceive you from the outside in. Next thing that's going to make you stand out big time is dressing with class. You don't need to be wearing a 3-piece suit everywhere you go, but just taking it up a notch from what the people around you are wearing is a great way to stand out. So if you're in, high school or college, just adding a collared shirt and, maybe a couple layers, or leather and suede boots instead of your worn out sneakers, these all make a huge difference. But my personal favorite, and I think always works, is wearing a classic timepiece. And that's where our sponsor over at Vincero comes in. I'm so glad to have these guys on board as a longtime partner. They make absolutely phenomenal watches. These are affordable watches that have the look and feel of timepieces 10 times the price point. With Citizen Moyota quartz movement, surgical grade stainless steel, and sapphire crystal glass, there's not much of an easier way to look mature and classy. The one thing on par with tucking your shirt into your underwear is having a naked wrist. So I know you guys need a watch, so just pull the plug, guys. Take it from me. These are a great direction to go if you're trying to up your style game. And I got a deal, so that means you guys get a deal too. So click on the link in my description. We're gonna get you guys hooked up with an awesome watch. So as I was saying, a good rule of thumb is to look at the people around you and then take your style 1 notch above all of them. All right, number 3, and the last thing that we will be talking about today is your posture. So the best way to get unnoticed is to be one of those guys slouching, walking around with your hands in your pockets, looking like you don't care. When you walk around with correct posture, head up, chest out, you just exude confidence and the look of a leader. The things that I'm sure you've heard about posture, head up, chest out, like I was mentioning, but also keeping your shoulders back, not rolled forward like a slouch, they pretty much hold true and they're gonna make you look a lot more respectable. Same thing goes with when you're sitting. If you're just slumped over, you look pretty disgusting, you look disrespectful and pathetic. So same thing, head up, chest out, eyes forward, and you're attentive. People are gonna look at you and realize that you are a person that takes yourself seriously and that you care about your presentation as a human being. So that's basically it, guys. Those are the 3 top things that are gonna make you stand out the most. And if you're actually interested in more detail on any of these 3 things, I've done separate videos for all 3 of them, so I'll link those in the description below. But also, guys, don't forget to check out Vincero watches, a super quick and easy and affordable way to make yourself stand apart from the herd. So check them out. If you haven't already, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and until next time, peace out.